Konnichiwa, Japan fans. On today's show, we're going to talk about Riffraff salespeople. Eigyo desu. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. This is the 7th year of the Sales Japan series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku, here in downtown Tokyo. It is chic central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. Plus, stop wasting money on training in Japanese, training de okane o muda ni suru no wa yamimashou, and these are all available now on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive and even better, thrive in business. 1, sell more, do it more easily. 2, exceed your targets, in fact, blow up your targets. 3, make some serious money. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series. And every second Tuesday, the Business Touches in no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcasto Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. This is episode number 325, and today we're talking about regret at leisure if you tolerate riffraff salespeople. Riffraff inhabit all corners of the business world, but the sales profession suffers more than many others. Bankers do all sorts of evil things with our money. Stockbrokers do all sorts of evil things with our money. Real estate agents tell one version of the truth to buyers. Government officials purloin our money. Everywhere you look, someone is ripping us off. However, these industries and institutions do not get blanket smeared by the failings of the few, like in the case of salespeople. We are our own worst enemy in many ways. There is a taint to the profession, an odious odor scandalising the hallways. Desperate people do dumb things and tell lies to buyers. There are no common standards of conduct being adhered to in the sales profession. You just become a salesperson by dint of putting your hand up for a sales job. After that point, you are free to unleash your reign of terror and destruction on all around you. I'm not like that, you may say. But how would the buyer know that? They have been trained to expect to be ripped off by salespeople. It is one of my pet hates with the profession. Lo and behold, anyone who calls me up and starts with a lie. Starts with a lie? How could anyone be that stupid, you might be wondering? Well, have you heard this one before? Hello, Mr. Story. How are you today? I'm from XYZ Company, and we handle a range of investment products. One of our representatives will be in your area, and so are you available for a meeting next week? This industry of selling investment products is tricky, I know, because I oversaw the sales of these products at the Shinsei Bank and the National Australia Bank here in Japan. What makes them difficult is you can't hear, see, touch, smell, or taste these intangibles. Investment products are abstract ideas. The buyer will have no idea if the decision to buy was a good one for many months and in some cases many years. So the obvious thing we're all buying is the trust that what we've been told will in fact happen. Given the trust element is so vital, How could the leadership at XYZ company come up with a sales script built on a bald-faced brazen lie? Amazingly, this is the first thing coming out of their mouth. Reality check. The representative won't be in my area. That is a total fabrication, a complete lie, a nefarious fiction. Why? They think that somehow this will convince me to see that person. When they call, I ask them which area the representative will be in. They panic, look at the suburb address on the screen and blurt out, Akasaka. So I ask, well, given Akasaka is quite a big place, which exact part of Akasaka will they be in next week? More blustering and panic, because now we've gone totally off-piste. Find out more. We come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also are doing custom in-house programs. We do them in both Japanese and English. We do them in our super safe classroom and live online. On the 3rd of February, later on the 13th of February, and again on the 25th of February, we'll be running our Dale Carnegie course, Effective Communications, Human Relations. Brilliant program. You know, this is one of those rare programs that really helps to change people's mindsets and therefore their behaviours and therefore their outcomes. Very common feedback from people who've done this program is to tell me, oh, this course changed my life. And they're not being ironic or they're not being facetious, they're being truthful because it really has impacted them. Because often we have things holding us back, particularly around, it might be stress management, it might be fear of challenging something bigger, just put our hand up and volunteer for projects, it might be inability to get on well with people, it might be our communication skills holding us back, our leadership skills, being able to work with people holding us back. This course fixes all of those issues, and that's why it is so very special. On the 6th of February, we're doing our High Impact Presentations course. I love this program. I teach this program. The reason I love it is because the actual main modules are taught over 2 days, 2 instructors, everything videoed. Incredible amount of one-on-one feedback in this program. Unbelievable. It's basically the whole program is one-on-one feedback the whole time. Incredible. So this really helps people to grow very, very quickly. On the 13th of February, we'll be doing our Leadership Training for Managers program. This is everything you need to know about leadership in a box. It's the works, you know. You open this box up, you've got the whole thing laid out there for you. You don't need to wonder. It's all there. It's all done. It's all taken care of. All the structures are there. All the key high notes are covered. Everything you need to build your leadership capabilities in this program. On the 14th of February, we have our Winning with Leadership Selling program. Trusted advisor is the goal. The reorder is the goal. This is the program which delivers both. And so we're really going through the sales cycle, but within the realm of how to be really good with the buyer at the human relations level so that you have the credibility, you gain the trust, and that they really take on board what you're recommending, knowing this is in their best interest because they believe you. To get to that state, you know, is not easy. Often you meet the client at a networking event and you call them up, cold call, and then you have your first meeting. That's not a lot of runway, you know. Really, it's a very short time frame to be building up that credibility and trust. And this is the program which delivers that for you. Go to our website at www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. That's www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Lots and lots of value there for you. To do better in Japan, email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching video, then we have nearly 2,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. Welcome back. Japan is a very honest culture. This means, though, that when people tell lies, they never admit to it. They never take any accountability. Instead, they will tell you anything in order to not admit that what they told you was crap. They try and move the blame back to you by claiming you misheard or misunderstood what they were saying. This honest culture can blind us to this quaint trait to lie. So when we are leading our salespeople, we can't just assume, because everyone is so honest in Japan, that our salespeople won't lie to the client. This is also a culture where the buyer is God, and whatever the buyer wants, the salesperson will make happen. This can include lying, breaking the rules, over-promising, and being disingenuous. The delivery component of the company cannot easily deliver on salesperson over-promised goodies. Now we have a new set of problems to deal with as sections within the company start to feud amongst themselves, or they agree to a deal that is bad for the business. Being truthful with the clients also means delivering bad news too. Salespeople in Japan have to be guided to do this because of their own accord, they will avoid it every time, hide it, and prefer to sow chaos internally. It is important to state and keep restating what should be obvious. Don't lie to buyers. We have to explain we would rather forego a deal than get it by lying. This gets harder when their bonuses and commissions are linked to the sale. Also, a hard-nosed selling culture will force people into positions where they will compromise their personal and the firm's integrity to do the deal. Do you recall the Sugar Bank catastrophe? They had been a very aggressive lender in the market. They wound up reaping the whirlwind of negative media coverage because of all the lies told by the bank staff to get loans written. In America, the famous Wells Fargo organization had a similar issue with staff creating fake accounts to meet aggressive quotas. The real costs of those episodes played out over many years, and it took Wells Fargo shares 5 years to recover from this branding disaster. Suruga Bank has never recovered, and its share price has been trashed since these incidents came to light. We may have our own aggressive targets too, but we also have to ensure that we are guiding people along the correct path of how to make those targets. If we all agree the trust of the buyer is key, then we start to build that trust by ensuring that our salespeople are never lying to the buyers in order to make a sale. We have to remind salespeople of one very important thing. We are not after a sale. We are after repeat orders, and these only come when there is a track record of trust. The solution to this lying salesperson problem doesn't arrive from outside. John Wayne is not going to come charging over the sound hill heralded by a bugle call to our rescue. This is an inside-out process, and we have to start with our own sales operations and clean them up. If we do this consistently over time, we can isolate the baddies and contain the harm they do to us. None of us want to work in a profession that stinks. Our job is to develop good people in sales rather than good salespeople. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, then please work on your karma and share this with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned today. Go out there and survive. Use it and make some serious money. Bucks, dough, moolah, coin, dosh, lolly, ready, smackers, earners, and bread and honey. Remember, I'm in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.